Hey rivals, welcome to Back's Attacks. There's a lot of great stuff coming out this week for Halloween with an event, Moonlit Revelry, featuring a werewolf that's going to be pretty cool called Lupita, and some pretty major changes to the arena. So let's dive right into what's going on. Alright, first of all, there's going to be a 2-day event called Moonlit Revelry. It's featuring the new nature werewolf ancient, Lupita, and Lupita will be available starting tomorrow, Wednesday, October 28th, in Relic, Ancient, and Special Lunar Chests. This will be an individual, not a kingdom event, that will start Friday morning, October 30th at 11 a.m. GMT, and will run through Sunday, November 1st, 11 a.m. GMT. The idea here, similar to, say, the sword fight, is to gather lunar pendants, and there will be a ladder of 7 different rewards that will include lunar chests. The first one you get at 20 points, you get 2 more, and then 3 more at 140 and 235. You can get gold, and there's some cool decorations like pumpkins that you can also get for your village. The lunar chest can contain Lupita or other ancients. It can contain an afterlife potion, which will provide bonus pendants, boosts, as well as other things. So the number of points that you get, if you are using Lupita and win the battle, that's +2 pendants. There's +5 if you're in player versus player, 6 for the arena, and the afterlife potion will give a bonus depending on its rarity level. So it shouldn't be too difficult to get some nice minor rewards and fun ones from the individual event, and then going on beyond that, if you continue past the total of 300, you can go for the individual leaderboard. Now this is where the competition is going to be pretty strong here, because the prize here is going to be warden statues. Those will be gold for the first 10, silver for the top 100 individual players, and the next up to 1,000 in rank will get a bronze warden statue. Also, there's some decent nature primus for those folks, and I think it's a top around 1,600. I will point out everything here is tentative and subject to change, but it's the best information I have right now. Unlike the sword fight, I'm happy to say it should be relatively easy to get Lupita compared to Isabeau. And so there'll be something for just about every player, and then some higher competition for those who really want to engage and spend some time and resources in that. So I really love that dual purpose for these type of events. Alright, so let's switch gears and talk about some of the things that have shown up in the recent update, and that will become live very soon, in next day or two or so. And these involve tweaks to some ancients and to spell towers. First of all, troops that are hit by the flash freeze tower or the insanity potion towers are now going to become immune to these effects for 4 seconds after they finish. They will still take any damage that the towers are doing, but they will be immune to the debuff for 4 seconds, and those 2 effects are independent. So if they have immunity to the freeze, they can still be hit by the insanity tower. What that's going to do is to eliminate that kind of lockdown if you have a freeze tower on a double Primus conduit or something like that. And the reason behind this is that spell towers were really playing too big of a role in the game, and so many people are using, say, Jal or Siku now. They kind of had to either go and nerf those 2 ancients or do something about the spell towers. And I'm kind of glad that they're doing something about the towers. One advantage of that is hoped from this change is that hopefully a number of different ancients, a greater variety of ancients, will now become more useful. You know, ones like Taliesin or something like that, where you would avoid using it simply because you saw some heavy freeze towers on the base or the insanity. So I think this is a very good change. I do think the flash freeze and insanity towers will still be helpful. They just won't be as dominant as they have been in the past. Another change to spell towers is that dragons are now targeted and damaged by all spell towers. However, they are not subject to the debuffs, so they won't be frozen, they won't have ongoing burn, they will not become confused, and the key change here really is that now insanity towers will fire at them. So by doing this, the dragons will be able to distract those towers and maybe keep them from firing at the troops, and it's just more consistent in how the different towers are reacting to the dragons now. So I think that's a good change. Some key changes to 3 different ancients. For Zolonia, they have increased the transfusion spell duration by 1/2 a second, and they fixed a hit point bug. So it'll be interesting to see now that they've kind of arrived at a final mark for Zolonia, how effective she is. Key change for Zilla's first spell, Twisted Venom, it will no longer affect dragons and provide lifesteal there. I know that's going to be a lot of disappointment to folks who were heavily using Zilla and Viscaria to take out just about any base, almost without troops, and I think that's kind of the point of why they felt they had to rebalance that. However, Brander's second spell, the cursed one there, that one takes 10 mana, and that one still does work on the dragon. So I think we will see an increase in the use of Brander, perhaps. Golgog, which, as I reviewed very recently, and having almost no useful spells, is having his second spell completely swapped out. The Rain of Fire is gone, and it's being replaced by one called Kindle. And this is one that will do some damage to a building, but more important, it will mark the building, and troops there will make it a priority and will go after it and attack it. This is kind of like Admiral Lee's spell. Now, if you think about it, the combination of Golgog's first and second spell now get kind of interesting. That first spell, where the troops became invulnerable and got high damage and then died after 5 seconds, that was virtually a useless spell unless you could get it to happen right as the troops are on the stronghold. Well, guess what? Now you can use the Kindle spell to try to get them on the stronghold. And the third spell, the Fire Elemental, perhaps that can be a distraction or to finish the job if the troops don't quite do that. So I don't know yet if Golgog is going to be useful after this, but definitely a step in the right direction. He needed a change in his spells. Okay, there's going to be some tweaks to how Ancients are upgraded, and this has been mentioned before. You'll be able to upgrade any Ancient using any Primus. However, you'll get a 25% bonus if you have the matching element, say Nature Primus for a Nature Ancient, or if you use Pure Primus to do that. The gold cost, and this is the key change, it's going to change from being a fixed cost per slot to a cost per the XP value of the Primus. And so we don't know yet if that's going to be an increase or decrease. My guess is it's probably going to be an increase in gold cost to offset the decrease in Primus cost, but I don't know that for sure. And another key change that they're making is now a lot of the stats for the spells are going to be scaled by the rarity of the Ancient. And these will immediately affect your existing Ancients as well as ones that have their rarity changed, and we'll talk about that in a second. So for example, if today you have an Ancient, say Taliesin, that is epic and doing 100 points of damage, it will now be doing 175 because it's epic. If you were able to change the rarity of that Ancient from epic to legendary, that same spell at the same level would now do 200 points. So they're trying to make the spells a little bit more useful at lower levels and even off at higher levels. Now, how do you raise the rarity of an Ancient? And that's something completely new called Ancient Ascension. There will be new items in the game that will increase the rarity, and these can be obtained through trials, such as Trial of the Dragon, through events, that's going to be pretty competitive, and seasons, which are also going to be competitive. We'll talk about seasons in just a minute. So Ancient Ascension will both increase the maximum level you can upgrade your Ancient to, as well as provide an immediate boost to the stats, the damage, etc. that they're having. So for those lucky enough to get some Ancient Ascension materials, that's going to be a very welcome feature. There are some very key changes coming to the arena, and I think these are all welcome changes. Right now, we have players getting the same reward no matter what honor level, no matter what difficulty level, and a number of folks are kind of hanging at the 5,000 mark just farming for easy chests. Well, that's going to change. First of all, the rewards are changing. There will be some fixed number of rings that you'll get per win within the arena, and that's going to be as low as 13 or as high as 23, depending on your honor level and depending on the difficulty. There will be a variable amount of gold that can be pretty small in some cases or can be large in others, and the raider bonus will apply. So there's a way to kind of get more gold within the arena. And a key change is that the arena chests will now come in 5 different levels of increasing value depending on the honor band and on the difficulty. And a change that comes along with this that I've had people in chat very scared about, but it's really not so bad, is that there will be looting of player gold in the arena. But this only happens if you have no shield. So if you're a player in the arena and you have no shield, you can be looted while in the arena. Now, actually, that doesn't matter, because if you had no shield, you could be looted before by a player versus player. And once you get attacked, you're going to get the shield. So really no big deal. But that will provide some possibility for a nice gold for attackers in the arena. And if you are shielded, then instead of you providing gold, a random small amount of gold will be given as a reward to the attacker, but you won't lose any when you're shielded. So I think that's going to benefit players in getting gold and rings within the arena. In addition to these changes in the gold and the rings, there will be 5 different levels of chests: inferior, common, superior, rare, and epic. Now, all chests will still contain battle stones, gold, diamonds, ancients of types epic down through common, and all of these chests, I believe, currently are going to have Zilla and Golgog in them. So you're not losing anything by the change in this system. You'll still be able to get Zilla at a relatively low honor band. In addition, there's Primus, epic boosts, and special epic boosts such as warmth and things like that. What's going to differ about the rare and epic arena chests is that they will also have a brand new ancient called Marionette, which is quite an interesting one, and I'm sure we'll hear more about later. The other key thing to note is as the level of the chest increases, so does your chance of getting the better items or of higher values within the items. And so you may get more gold or more diamonds or stones the higher honor that you're at and the higher difficulty of the battle. In addition, the chance of getting the good stuff is going to increase as you go further within the arena. So I think that's a really good change. So how is this going to work? What are these honor bands? And here are the tentative numbers. Again, they're subject to change, but up to 5,250 in honor. For an easy or medium battle, you will get an inferior arena chest. For a hard battle at that honor band, that'll be a step up to common. So the bands go up. You see there 5,250, 5,500, 5,750, 6,000 top, and then over 6,000. And in each case, you're going up one step for the easy or medium, from inferior up all the way to epic. And then the hard difficulties are going to be one level above what you would get in easy or medium. Up to the epic, of course, there isn't a chest higher than epic at this point. So this will give some incentive for players to climb up and get up to 5,500 or 6,000 or so, and they'll get increased rewards for doing so. And these honor bands will be important for another brand new feature called Arena Seasons. This will be a new way to compete for prestige and rewards. The first season starts soon on November 2nd, and there'll be a brand new global season point leaderboard. Once per hour, all arena players will gain season points based on their honor band. At the end of the season, the arena players will get rewards by their final rank in the season point leaderboard. That can be an ancient, it can be something pretty major like an ascension item. Maybe there'll be statues there, I don't really know, but if you're up at the top after the whole arena season, which will be about a month long, you're going to get a pretty serious reward from that. So that'll be a good reason for people to not only get into the arena, but to fight to get up near the top of it. And I'll wrap up with just mentioning a few other minor changes that are coming. There'll be the ability to earn free diamonds by watching short video ads, and you'll open a diamond chest for somewhere between 5 and 250 diamonds. There'll be a new dragon icon, some minor tweaks to the user interface, and for example the hit point bars. There's a new superior fire ancient coming, Anir, and he's got some interesting spells versus spell towers. The tavern hit points are dropping quite a bit, and here's a significant change. The troop donation costs are skyrocketing. This is really the only change in the update that I'm not fond of. Soldiers, for example, at Portal level 6 cost 20,000 to donate, Wardens cost 100,000. So they wanted to kind of even those out, so soldiers and wardens will now cost the same, and they took the average price for that. So either one is now going to cost 60,000 to donate. And so if you deploy or accidentally deploy your Kingdom Portal, that's going to cost your teammates 500,000 gold. And by popping on there and seeing 3 or 4 requests open and having the thought of spending $250,000 to fill those requests, it's not something I'm too fond of, especially when really we just want soldiers most of the time. But other than that, I really like a lot of changes in this update. Let me know what you think as well. And I highly encourage you to watch the Twitch stream this week if you get a chance. It's a special Halloween episode, and I'm sure they'll have even more information on this. So thanks for watching.